Amazing for you to be on here.
Thank
Excited,
you. Ashley.
but excited because obviously you're in the new ITV series, Count-Abdulla. I've
Yes,
I have a motorway near my house. I'm really sorry.
that's all right.
A
I
huge
know.
lorry just went past.
Lovely. I mean, it's always, and especially during Zoom meetings, that always happens. Just as you start talking, it's just like an ambulance just drives by, like straight away.
No, but I am super excited that you are here today. So let's get straight into it. So, firstly, how did it all come about that you were gonna just even audition for the ITV show? I'm assuming it's through an agent. What did you love about the script, and what attracted you, firstly, to the series as well?
Yeah, 100%. So yes, I did get the script through my agent and then got invited to audition. And what really stuck out to me was, I mean, I have loved vampire shows ever since I was a kid. I was obsessed with Buffy the Vampire
Oh
Slayer.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I know, take that. Blade and Underworld and all of those things, I was just obsessed with it. But I never really thought that I would see South Asians ever get to play in those roles.
Mm.
It just wasn't something that we ever really saw that much. And so when I read it and I got to see how funny it was and how insightful and how deep, it was just a no-brainer that I wanted to be a part of it. Like even a tree in the background somewhere, I was good with that. Like I
Yeah,
could work with that, but just to be a part of it, I you knew that it was something really special just on reading it. And yeah, they invited me to come in and read. And it was a great room. Our director was there, Asim and Kamil, a writer, producer Hussein, incredible casting director Aisha. So yeah, just sort of played around with it and then heard back maybe about a month after
all right.
and got it. I know. There was a waiting period, but it
Yeah.
was good. And then when I got it, I was like, let's do it.
So you've touched upon it a little bit about not seeing South Asians in
Yeah,
in sort of high profile, especially prime time um,
yeah,
series and programs and things like that. So,
yes.
have you ever struggled as a South Asian
Mm.
actress in trying to get parts and trying to get your foot into the door?
You do. I think and I feel like a lot of the times when you step into an audition or you step into a project that you know, like Count-Abdulla, that you know is really special, you kind of want to take it in that much more because you're unsure of when that next opportunity is going to come from and the quality of that next opportunity is going to come from because yeah, as we said, you see it so rarely. And so yes, as a South Asian actress, you don't see a lot of those roles coming in. I do think it's changing now. You do have Simone Ashley who's doing a Bridgerton and a Maitri Ramakrishnan who's in the States and she's doing an Ever Have I Ever. We're seeing beautiful brown women kind of spearhead their stories and kind of amplify the voices of that, which is really beautiful. But I don't think it's at the point now where it's normalized. It
No.
still feels like getting those unicorn moments here and there, which is great for the longevity of it. We're getting there, but I don't think it's where ideally we'd
Mm.
like to be.
And because of the lack of roles and the lack of opportunity, do you worry sometimes that as South Asians, although we are, there's a lot of platforms to support each other, we're not only competing with everybody else for the part, but we're also competing within ourselves as a community, as South Asian brown people. Do you worry about that? The pressure?
That's a great question. I think when I was younger, I did a lot because, especially I mean, I was young when I started. I think I was 11, 12 when I kind of got introduced into the industry and doing stuff. And there is very much of that competitive element that people place on you.
Yeah.
But then as I got older, I kind of realized that the more brown people we see on TV and film and media in general, it's actually proving that people like us can tell our stories. So then that opportunity might not be right for me. It was right for that person, but then they're proving that there will be an opportunity in the future that will be right for me, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that competitive element, 100%, I think that comes from the external thing of not having enough roles and not having a lot of opportunities for them. But I also think that now we're in a time where the more people we see excelling in those places, it kind of opens up those doors for my generation, generations to come, everyone really, to experience more stories being told and more opportunities.
100%. And I think it's to do with the decision makers, right? Because you can have a great script, you can have, you know, the most amazing team, but if the decision maker at the top isn't making those decisions, then we're obviously in this vicious cycle, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. It's so important. And just, I think also just to give these stories a chance, because what we found before is that because it had never been done, people were reluctant to tell the stories, because it's like, we don't know if this is going to be successful or not. So, because we've not seen it be. And so it takes a lot of faith and just trust that there's an audience for these types of shows, and there are communities that want to see themselves being reflected in this work. So when you have commissioners and producers like on Count-Abdulla who believe in the content and believe in the success of the show, it's really powerful and really special. And then those successes allow for other projects to potentially do well and for it to open up even more. So yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah. And just a kind of like fun bit, who is your favorite actor? Not obviously not including yourself, but on the show, who's your favorite person? You have to answer.
Oh, that's a great hard question. Who is my favorite actor? Okay, so I've recently seen Polite Society, so I'm obsessed. Okay. So Mariska Ariya at the moment is one of my favorites. I mean, she's an Umbrella Academy, Polite Society, We Are Lady Parts. I mean, she's done more, but those are the ones at the top of my head. But everything I've seen her in, she's just been magnetic and charismatic, and just, yeah, I love her. So
she just pulls off that character, especially in Umbrella Academy. You know, that kind of like feisty, but yet she's this powerful, edgy kind of.
Yeah, 100%. Like I love to watch her. She kind of just captures the screen. If we're going different, I mean, I feel like it's a cliche to say Meryl Streep, but she is great for a reason. And Viola Davis, I love Viola Davis. She's incredible. Deepika Padukone, I really love her. I think listen, I could go on and on about my actors. Good. How long do we have? But yes, those are my top.
Amazing. So in the next 5 years, where do you see yourself?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what? I tend to go with the flow a lot. I tend not to think too much in the future. But if I can say that I'm just creating and being a part of great stories consistently, and getting to work with great people and getting to learn more and grow more in the craft, I would say that that's the ideal of where I would be in the next 5 years, just doing what I love to do consistently and being around great people. Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the luck. I have loved seeing you in Count-Abdulla, and also I wish I could see more people like you on screen. Honestly, you know, you really capture, and you're so beautiful as well. My goodness, like,
oh no, thank you.
But yes, a lot more of you, please, and hopefully you'll be able to come back on the show as well, and maybe come in person to the studio. That'd be so good.
Oh, I'd love to. And also thank you to you for the community that you're creating and everything you're doing with your podcast and everything else. I mean, it's part of amplifying the community and brown people within what we do in media and film and TV in general. So thank you for doing that and for supporting and highlighting what we can do.
Exactly. We are so capable. So, but thank you. I really appreciate that. Lots of love to you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.